Hello, everybody. It's your boy Zeppeli, and I'm here with a very special guest, Mr. Peter the Great. How's it going,
Eddie,
bro?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Here I'm about to just ask him 3,000 questions. We're having an interview. We're gonna poke his brain about various
I my
things.
best to have 3,000 answers.
Yes, sir. Just a good old standard interview. See what he's been up to, what I've been up to. Should be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Peter, uh, we are both some fighting game players in the
Yeah.
Central Valley. That's probably what people know us as. I think more people would know you as like a commentator. At least our premier commentator here. But I want to ask, like, why do you choose commentary? And do you enjoy it more than playing?
Hmm. As for why I choose it, I just like talking. Like, I'll be clear. That's why I agreed to this too. You're just like, yo, can I ask you some stuff? I'm like, yeah. It's like talking about whatever.
Hey,
It's something I enjoy. And then with commentary specifically, like, I feel like it's something that I can do, if that makes sense. Because like commentary is it's similar to playing to the game. Like you have to practice it. It isn't something that someone like is innately really good at. You could be talented, sure. You can have like some sort of charisma or have some natural knack for public speaking, but good commentary is a skill you have to practice, think about, and study. And it's something I have practiced, thought about, and studied. So I was like, yeah, I figure I can give this a shot. Then when I did it over the offline league stuff, and they're like, "Hey, you did pretty good," I was like, "Okay, I'll keep doing it." Because if I'm good at it and people are enjoying it, then yeah, I'll keep doing it.
hey, that's true. You are very like every time there's commentary, I see you on there. But what would you say like separates good commentary from bad commentary? Because it is noticeable, but it's a little hard to like put your finger on like why is this not good, and why do I like listening to someone else better?
It's hard to put simply because there's a lot of factors that go into good commentary, but the simplest way I can put it is there's an underlying rule that the commentator needs to remember. And it's a rule that I learned way back when I was used to do like sound and audio for like shows. And it's you're not the star. The commentator is not there to be like noticed or notable. My job is not to be the star of the show. My job is to make the show go on better. So I'm not there to be funny. I'm not there to be the main attraction. I'm there to try to add something of value or make what we're watching a little better. I should not be like the thing people know. It shouldn't be like, oh yeah, we're watching. Oh yeah, because I want to listen to Peter talk. It's no, I want to watch this Smash gameplay, and the commentator is making it better by either like just like analyzing this really interesting stuff that I might not have noticed, or like showing the craziness of a play that might have just gone missed and like how frantic a smash match goes. Like it's the mindset. That's the easy. A lot of commentators will try to like make it about themselves, which can work. Like, people are fun, but then you're watching it for the people, you're not watching the game. That's not what everyone's there for.
That is very true. I think that's funny because one of my favorite, or at least some of my favorite commentators are like Yipes and Tasty Steve,
Yeah,
and maybe like EE, and they're pretty funny. So if when I watch something, I'm like, oh, they're on. I'll keep watching.
yeah.
I'll watch for them, but they do end up making the match more entertaining because I'm like, you're right, I didn't catch that, and then they
It
crack
goes
a
like a bit
joke.
of both. That's why some of the like I've seen people say like a lot of commentary scenes have like old lasting commentators who stick around, but I think it's because of that. I think it's because they can do both. A good commentator can do because like EE's funny. Like he's definitely like tries like that's the persona he tries to put on is being more funny than an analyst, but he co-commentates very well with analysts. So although he can kind of drop like a one-liner or something goofy, he still points out a thing in the game to then be elaborated upon by someone more analytical. Or he builds the narrative of the story between the. So like even though he himself is kind of silly, like it still leads to good commentary to add to the.
That is true. Speaking of co-commentators, who's your favorite that you've worked with so far?
I've worked with so far.
Yeah, if you
It's a
have
little
one.
hard because I haven't commentated with a ton of people. So it's not to say that like I've only commentated with like really bad or really good people, but it's just that the people I've commentated with have all done well. So I don't have
Yeah.
one that like stands out as like, oh, this one was the best to co-commentate with. But if I had to do a favorite, it's probably Lanny.
Hey, Lanny's a good pick.
Lanny was cool. I had a really good vibe. So I think like Lanny bounced off really well for that kind of thing. Like he recognized when I wanted to be like more silly or more analytical, and he bounced off the conversation. So I think the vibe fit like
Yeah, it's really important to have someone who like bounces off you really well.
yeah, because
You-
good commentary is like a conversation. It follows like the improv yes and you need to not like shut up the other person or overstep them. You need to like recognize when they say something and then build off of it or move into
That's true. That's true.
the
Um,
inverse is just you have people talking over each other.
I know.
Well, the house is awkward.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're both trying to talk. I know you've done like a lot of solo commentary. Do you think? I mean, it's probably a given, but you think commentating with someone else is more like relaxing and enjoyable than yourself?
I think it depends. Because if you get a person who can't match your rhythm or you can't match theirs, I think that's worse.
That's fair. Yeah, because then you're
I
fighting
have
instead of just
uh,
doing it on your own.
Yeah, I've had to get a lot better at like because just the way I speak, I kind of have awkwardly longer pauses than I probably should. So I usually leave gaps that people try in when I'm trying to do a point. I've had to work on that in my own speaking because I recognize that's a fault of myself. Like even just now, I talked.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I've
But yeah,
yeah, I've also
that's something I have had to work
oh
on.
no, we're doing it again.
Yeah. See, and it's even more so if you're doing it digitally because there's an inbuilt delay.
Yeah, and you can't like view the guy. You can't see their social cues. Or I mean, facial cues.
Exactly, the nonverbal. So like co-commentary is a lot harder when it's digital like this because you can't tell if their pause is them pausing or if they're done, which you can do in person. That's a lot easier to tell. So it again, that's a skill that matters. And so like for single commentary, like solo commentary, if you're doing that digitally, I think that's better than two people just because it's a little harder to get into the rhythm.
That is true. Yeah. I've tried to do some commentary here and there. I think my problem is that my voice is a little too deep. There's like way too much bass. Even when I like, if I don't have a crazy good microphone, or if I don't talk loud enough, my voice just gets drowned out.
Yeah,
Like
you've got a
even
voice that you need to like make settings for.
yeah, and then even when I listen back, I'm like, damn, I can't hear myself at all. It's like, wait, who's this guy yapping? I don't even know what he's saying. But I do
The
enjoy
curse of the voice.
commentary. Yeah, curse of having a deep voice. But I enjoy it because I think I also watch like the games and I feel like I can analyze things, what's happening,
Definitely.
at least to some extent. I think I can, and then I do like VOD reviews, and then I end up getting stuck. I'm like, I had something in my mind, but I can't formulate it in words. But I also like to talk, not like too much, but I enjoy it. I enjoyed the game when watching it, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm
Yeah,
just like, I don't want to struggle, and then maybe no one's gonna hear, so I'm not gonna go through the trouble of doing it.
that's fair. That's another part of it is you gotta try to figure out like was what I'm gonna say even worth it?
That's true.
Because you can just yap over a VOD all you want, but I always say it's better to have something of some value to say is better than something that's pointless. Like dead air is better than like just pointless over the VOD. So it's like if you don't have you literally just don't have a thing to say, take a moment and wait for something that's worth saying to especially because if you're commentating something like Smash, there's like a billion things happening every second. You something.
Yeah. Dude, speaking of that, goes good to my next point. I was thinking about it, but well, actually, have you commentated anything other than Smash?
I have. I commentated some of Street Fighter 6 at a standoff,
Ooh.
and then I commentated a good chunk of the Puyo events we've been running.
Hey, I didn't know you commentated those. But do you think which one do you think is the hardest to commentate and the easiest out of those three?
Mm. Street Fighter is really easy to that game was built for it. It is so like it is deceptively simple in like how the game is played. You can tell like when people are fishing for specific things. You can it's very easy to point out like, "Oh, that thing's strong. The other person needs to have an answer for it. Or this situation is bad. Need to figure this out." It's a really easy game to read the flow of, so it's really easy to commentate. Like both the play-by-play and the narrative of the match. You can literally watch like, oh, this guy got put in burnout in the corner like the first 3 rounds every time. Oh, he finally has an answer for that. He hasn't been there. This might be a big change. Like the way the matches just are, it flows so easily to talk.
That is true. That's what I was thinking about because when I was thinking about my VOD reviews in Smash, I was like, there's a lot of things where, like, there's a lot of movement. You could just jump and do nothing. And then when I'm seeing the footage back, I'm like, I don't know what this guy's doing because he's just like fidgeting. That's the best I can say. But in Street Fighter, it's like if you're walking back and forth or just crouching a lot, it's like, oh, they're buffering or they're trying to shimmy. So it's very simple. It's very easy. It's like, yeah, I know what they're doing.
You have way fewer options to account for, both in game and like watching. Like in Smash, you VOD review. It's like, okay, I did the wrong thing at ledge here. What else could I have done? And there's like 20 other options.
That is true.
Street Fighter, it's like, okay, what do I do out of the corner with my resources? Okay, I can either blow my resources on like a wake up super. If I have a DP, do that, or just like parry. And it's like, okay, I parried and I got grabbed. Okay, maybe I should have been ready.
Yeah, yeah, it's very simple. It's like, oh, I DP'd and they blocked it.
It's just like, no, he was ready for that.
Maybe don't do it. It's like, okay,
it's a lot easier to like think about.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Puyo is surprisingly hard to commentate for like the same reason, oddly enough, because Puyo Tetris is really simple. Because you see the plan coming a mile away. Puyo, you're building long puzzle combos, so you very blatantly see what they're building. And then Tetris is Tetris. Okay, are they building one column to put a line block in? Or are they trying to do like a fancier setup? You can see the plans coming up. So it just becomes a matter of like, okay, when is someone actually going to act? Are they going to start breaking?
Yeah, that's...
There's not a whole lot of like value you can add beyond just like, whoa, look how crazy that was.
I don't being a hype
the
man.
plans kind of speak for themselves.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, Tetris for Gief. I still remember that. Well, if some guy came up to you and was like, we're offering you a paid trip and you're going to commentate for this event, what event do you think you would want to do? If it could be any event.
What I want to do?
Yeah.
I'd like to do a Smash Major. If I do one, I'd want to do like a... I think Genesis really...
Genesis. That'd be good.
And then if I'm doing a fighting game one, the obvious answer is Evo.
Yeah, Evo's the dream.
Just the biggest stage in fighting. Although I think I would prefer... maybe like a Combo Breaker or a Frosty House. I like the vibe of those events.
Have you been to either of those?
Regrettably, I have not. But just I've heard all the stories from buddies who have been and watching the streams. And it's like, Evo's good, but it definitely is... I don't want to say like corporate esportsy, but it's because it's the big name and the big stage, it's a little more like upper feeling, just an atmosphere. But some of the other fighting game majors are a little more of that community feeling, a little more of the we're here to play the games we love. And I feel like that would be the kind of vibe I would enjoy.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's the difference between like having people together who's like, oh yeah, we all enjoy this game, so we're all here to play it, and then like, oh, we're here to and the other one is like, we're just here for business. Not like specifically, but
it's the difference between I'm here to win the game I love and I'm here to win, and it's the game that I happen to.
Yeah, that is two different vibes that they can
You'll find
coexist, but
players of either vibe at either event, but you'll find more of one at the other.
yeah, that's true. Hmm. That is very true. Alright, bro, I'm gonna ask you the deep question.
Boy.
Not too deep, but maybe.
Oh man.
Like surface level. No, I'm just kidding. But
That kiddie pool.
yeah, it's a little kiddie pool. I talked to this like with Jimmy a bit, but it's like so in tournament you got like your top eight players. You see them enter, they're probably gonna get top eight or win. And then you got the pot monsters, right? And then you got like your two tours or your guys who are almost in top eight,
Right.
or guys who like almost get that upset but not quite. So what do you think is separating those like middle ground players from making those upsets and consistently getting top eights? Like, what's the difference? Because I have a couple theories.
Kind of similar to some of the earlier things. There's a lot of factors, so I would have a hard time pointing it down to just one because I think it can vary by person. I think that's part of the big issue with like that level of play. The middle level of bracket is the worst place to be because you are losing to all sorts of different people for different reasons. So pinning it down to one is kind of hard. And because of that, my best advice would be to limit those factors. It would be, okay, start developing a really consistent, solid. Because if you can figure out kind of the flow chart for your character in a really consistent way that handles like the matchups you should be facing, that will make you just, you will develop a level of skill that will literally better player people. And then the only people who will force you out of your comfort zone, you can now start preparing specific for. Like, okay, what options do they like? But you need to get a level of consistency with the strength of your character that it doesn't really matter the matchup. It becomes a matter of players.
Yeah, that's true. I think like low key, that's what I do. I go autopilot for almost the whole tournament, but like once I get to like top eight-ish, I guess is when I have to like start changing it. And I feel like tournaments where I don't do good, it's because I can't get out of my autopilot, and I'm just like stuck.
Right.
Because there's some
It's the
tournaments
thing
where, oh, yeah, where I end up popping off, and there's other ones where I like go 0-2. Like I've gone 0-2 before, but
Yeah.
it's like
Where you're just like not ready. Like you fight someone who's a little more prepared early on. You're just like, oh dang, I gotta wake up.
yeah, and then I just can't wake up because I'm like still in that little zone of like I'm just doing my game plan, or I'm just like not practiced, I'm more rusty, but
Yeah, so you're, especially with if you're playing Belmont, it's a character that's not forgiving for.
oh yeah. Even with Terry, like if I just autopilot mash, I'm just constantly mashing. I'm like, why isn't my mashing working?
Yeah.
He
Some
keeps
people are
hitting
ready
me.
for that.
Yeah, I'm just like not waking up, and then that's when I lose. And then once you're in losers, it's like, oh man,
So I
this
have
is
to
a
do
long
so much
time.
more now.
Yeah, but I think that's very valid.
That's
Uh,
the thing I talked with Woody about because he's mentioned it a couple times. He's kind of frank about it, where he says like, yeah, in Sencal we only have like a handful of like really good players, like he like literally like maybe like three or four, and it's because like just everyone else like, if you just build a solid enough game plan, they'll just go far. He's like, yeah, like the people who kind of force you to do further, there's only a couple. So if you can get that, that's literally just the difference, at least based on how he's talked about. Yeah, the people who are good know their character and have the flow chart and game plan down to where they don't get shaken by an uncomfortable match or like doubt their skill and go like, "Oh, I can't do this. I need a different character." They just don't trust their skill enough and haven't practiced their character consistently to just have that stable footing to consistently beat people who aren't ready or people who are just like not playing it.
yeah, there's been like at least I see like at least 4 to 5 people, or maybe more, or like it'd be like those two tours, and then they like do really good one tournament. They'll get an upset. They'll get a top eight, and they'll just like go real far, and then next tournament they're like back to how they were. And I
Exactly.
always talk to Jimmy about it. It's like, damn, I thought he was popping off. What happened?
Just like what happened? Did they figure it out?
Yeah, it's like the one tournament they go like Super Saiyan, and then next tournament they're back, and they're like, we're always like, oh man, but we want him to do good, and then you just like back to how he was, and it's like we know they're good and they can improve, but it's just like something's separating people, and I don't know these people personally. Damn these people.
It differs by person too, because there might
Yeah,
be some people who really have that good like flow chart down, have that really good understanding of their character, but then they just don't ever stray from it, or like they're really predictable in it, and that messes them up. Because that's a problem I've seen. Some people do that. They kind of only flow chart. So then when they get into a matchup where that flow chart doesn't work, they haven't developed like the alternate. Well, shoot, now that's all my character does.
yeah, that is true, but it's hard to like get out of your little flowchart because it's like
Yeah.
it works, and then suddenly it's not working, and
And
then
it's
it's
like, well,
like,
shoot,
damn,
now what?
yeah, like what do I do? Like especially if the other person like adapts and just like kills you for it,
Yeah.
then it's like, damn, it's like I'm
That's the thing that I think is also specific to Smash Ultimate is characters in this game are so overtuned that I think it's really easy for people to feel hopeless when their character like their plan stops. They sit there and they go, "But this is like the super broken thing. Why is it not working?" I guess my character is just like useless. Well, no, it's a player thing. There are very few characters in this game that have like that bad.
yeah. I honestly don't think like this game's pretty balanced, to be
Unless you're
honest.
playing Kazuya into Sonic, and that is literally my only exception. And even then, that doesn't count here for Sencal. If you are playing a top 40 character, you should not need a counter pick to do well. Just straight up.
I
I will be this blatant about it because I believe it. I would even stretch to say like a top 50.
damn.
To get consistent top 8s and top 3s even in Sencal, if you are playing like a upper half of the cast character, you do not need a second. You just need to get better at that character and be ready to do well in matchups that require you.
You know, I do agree, and then I would even say like at least in Senko, a lot of people have secondaries, and if they don't, their main characters usually like you said a top 40, top 50 character. So
Exactly.
I think everyone has the skills or the kit to do well.
Like I'll just be blunt about this. Hisho does incredibly well, and Hisho's main is Isabel, who is not a top half character, and Hisho still consistently places in those 2-2s and 3-2s with occasional breakout.
Yeah, he's really
Like
good.
nah, you can do well with a character.
Yeah, I know.
If you are a better player who and Hisho has the game plan down, that's Hisho's problem is being in the latter case where Hisho's game plan is so solid that when the game plan doesn't work as well, Hisho either goes to a secondary or doesn't know how to adapt, and then that's where it crumbles. But it shows like no, once you have that solid foundation, you don't get upset a whole lot. Hisho doesn't get upset and go 0-2. Hisho goes consistently 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, and just barely misses top to like really players or people who have that like flowchart, like have a read on Hisho flowchart.
Yeah,
Like nah, that is a very important skill for consistency.
that is true. Like I want to give shout outs to Needle Queen. He uses Little
Oh
Mac,
yeah, Nito's
and
the exact
he's
same way.
yeah, he's a sole Little Mac player, and he does so well. He's even won some tournaments.
Like the very
Like
small handful of times Nito gets upset and like doesn't make it far in bracket is the exact same of just someone was really ready for little. Outside of that, nah, Nito is ready for like even the bad matchups. Nito bodies me in friendlies. Like I'll be blatant. Like when we play friendlies, it is like 7-3 his favorite, and
there,
I'm playing Rob Littleman. Like nah, that is a free matchup for Rob. That is close to one of the +2s in the game. And nah, it's rough. Dude has a plan for Rob's.
yeah, he's just hella good. I think the only reason I beat him consistently is because I play Belmont, and it's also a bad matchup. But
And
I've
yeah,
also
that's also
used
just
Little Mac.
that's a game plan beats game plan on top of like the character matchup too. Because now you are developed around you ain't getting it.
Yeah,
I need to play more zoning in that matchup, and I'm not as good at my zoning, Rob. I get bored and want to hold forward, and I can't afford to do that against Little Mac. Little Mac's whiff punishes are too good.
That is very true.
Nair is so predictable, so it's like, okay, he can parry it or he can fade back, tilt. Nah, I cannot just. Here's my neutral button. Oh, I got blown up for it.
Yeah.
Can't be carried by my top tier.
Damn. You actually gotta think.
Yep. I didn't pick a top tier to think. What the heck?
So I'm just gonna throw gyro and hope I win.
Yeah, and it usually works.
Damn. Um, I guess next question what I want to ask. How did you get into like the fighting game community, Smash community?
Smash, I kind of bumbled my way into. It's really funny. Because, like, Smash is just my favorite game as a kid. Like, even when I was real young playing on the 64, it just has all my favorite characters, and I can play all of them in one game. It's the best game.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't know about competitive for the longest time. I just played with items and did single-player mode and fought CPUs or my brothers or my friends and loved it. And I didn't learn about competitive until, like, high school when there was Brawl Tournament. And I entered like two. I entered one at my school that was single elim, and I got chain grabbed by Marth and lost immediately. And I was like, well, that was dumb. And then I entered one at the Woodward Park Library, and I got first place.
Wow. What the?
So to me, I was just like, game's weird. Like, I didn't have a good gauge for how competitive actually played, and I didn't like bother to look it up, so I didn't know all like the actual play Brawl. I just kind of played whatever. So by the time I got into college, which was just around the time Brawl was nearing its end, and then we were just about to get Smash 4, like I think it came out in my first semester. And they had like a ladder there. They had like a game club, and they had like a ladder ranking system for a bunch of games that included Smash. I was like, okay, I'll enter it. And I was beating people who grinded Brawl just off of like fundamentals. Like I didn't know chain grabs, I didn't know anything funky. I didn't edge hog people because I was like, that's lame. And I was still like beating some of the people there. So people were like, Tim, you're good. You need to go to tournaments. And I was like, okay, sure. I kind of prefer playing with items and other stuff, but sure, I'll go to tournaments. I like Smash Brothers. I'll play with people. So Smash 4 comes out, and I entered some of the local weeklies in that, and I enter with the tag of filthy casual.
Yeah, I
Because I
remember
was
you
just like,
saying
nah.
that.
Because I'm like, yeah, I'm not here to be a super sweat lord and play. I'm here to just have fun playing the game. But as time went on, I was like, nah, competitive's kind of fun too. Maybe I should take it a little more seriously instead of like kind of sassing about it. Like, nah, it's kind of fun. Both is. And then that led to Peter the Great, and here I am. For Smash at least. And then for fighting games, it was back to college again. I didn't grow up playing a lot of fighting games. I preferred Smash. So when I got into college, that same ladder system had a bunch of actual fighting games on it too. So I was like, yeah, I'll try some of them. And I fell in love with Marvel 3 and Skullgirls because those games were crazy. And the people playing at that college weren't great, but they were fun to play with. So it was a really good environment for me to learn those games.
There you go.
Nowadays, I don't know if I'd go back to those games because as I've gotten better and played more fighting games, I realize I don't really like them that volatile. It's kind of funny. I use that as a joke to some people. Like, I tolerate a lot of BS in fighting games because I got into them with Marvel and Skullgirl, where
Yeah,
you get hit once, you just die.
I know. Like, dude, I've been watching like TNS for Marvel, and those, I don't know, dude. Not even just Zero, but like Virgil just kills
They're
you
so
one hit. It's like,
unforgiving.
oh
Like
my
even
god.
like the top tiers are so oppressive, and then even if you're not playing a top tier, it's like, who are you playing? Oh, are you playing like a meh character? Are you playing like Hawkeye? You should still be ready to kill a character on.
Yeah,
And it's like this is Hawkeye. He isn't even like top 10.
I know. Dude, like pretty much every character just kills you off one interaction. Some have insane mix where it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you
Just
gotta
if
have
you
like a
don't have your hands off to your assist or like team stuff ready just to kill on your proper opening, nah, you weren't playing right. Dang, I'm not ready for this.
I know, dude. Oh, you got into Smash kind of similar to I did. Uh, I mean, I could save the whole story for when I interview Jimmy Chonga, maybe. Ha ha ha. Wink, wink.
Because I assume it's
But
similar story, just from the way you guys came into it together.
yeah, well, for me specifically, I was always into Smash. Like, I started with 64. I was like, damn, this game is fun. And then I got Melee. And then I got Brawl. I remember going to the Brawl website every day and
Yeah.
checking it out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm
What's
so
coming out
hyped.
next?
Yeah, and then I played Brawl, and I play occasionally online on that service, which is all so
Oh
slow.
yeah, the
And
Wii
the
internet.
Wii internet, ultra lag. But I wasn't sure how good I was either, because I was I play with my brothers, and they're like more casual than me. I mean, I was a casual, but I played way more. Like I went through like Subspace Emissary, beat it on the hardest difficulty, all that, and then just played classic mode to every character. And then they'd like always have one of their friends come over or whatever, and I just beat him with Ganon. I was just like, bro, Ganon's the strongest character. He hits so hard.
Yeah.
Little did I know, he's like zero tiers, the worst character ever. But I was just like, damn, he's so strong. And then Captain Falcon's also strong.
I
But
think I like bounced around characters in Brawl, and I ultimately settled on Wario, and I wasn't even like good with like I wasn't doing all the fancy stuff that actually makes Wario good. I was just like spamming down tilt, and then if people got hit, I would hit them after because I was like, "Go ahead, walk into the finger.
yeah,
I'll poke you."
damn the figure. My mains were always Link, and then I went to Ike because they took Roy out. I was like, Ike's pretty cool too.
He's got a big sword. He hits hard.
Yeah, but I played everybody, and then I remember Smash 4 came, and Jimmy got it first before me, and me and Jimmy have like known each other since middle school, which is why we always are. You guys always see us like talking, chilling.
Right.
Like we're homies first before we were Smash players.
Exactly.
So it's like, of course, like he had it, and I was like, bro, you gotta go play Smash 4, bro. It's crazy. And then I went and played it, and then I actually entered like a couple tournaments for it. Like people probably don't remember. I had like probably two in the whole lifespan because I didn't have the game until like 2 years later.
Dang.
And then I remember I ran into Doodle Bob, and he stole my main. I don't know if he stole it, but he was playing Mario, and I was with Mega Man. And I lost to him 2-1, and then I think that was my last tournament. But then later on, it was like, oh yeah, Doodle Bob main Mega Man. Didn't you know? I was like, what? He used Mario on me.
He stole my guy.
I know, but then I remember the Smash Ultimate came, and me and Jimmy went to this very small Chowchilla tournament with another one, and I mean it was only like I think it was like 4 people, but I ended up winning it. But I was still like, yeah, I won my first ever tournament, guys.
I did it.
Like, yeah, I did it. Which I was like humble bragging and say, yeah, I won a tournament, guys.
Yeah, see?
Like don't ask how many people were there, but
Yeah, I got first place. That's what matters.
yeah.
I'm number
And
one.
then but then my other one, we went to another one, it was just slightly bigger. I forgot where it was. But Spearman was there and all that, and Jimmy, and I remember Salty, and I won that one, which I was not expecting to, because I was like maining Belmont, and I was like, dude, I don't know if Belmont could do it, bro. He's kind of bad. But then he carried me to victory, and then I was like, yeah, I won 2 tournaments in a row. I'm so good. But I was not in the scene at all. Like Jimmy was more in the scene than I was, and he was like the one dragging me to tournaments, which I guess is still the same now. He's like, come on, bro, go to the tournament. But that's kind of how I got into Smash Ultimate. I was just bringing this up because I know you, Peter, you stopped my tournament win streak.
My bad.
I think it was the third tournament. I ran into you. I was like, I haven't seen this guy before, and then you took me out of winners. And then I was like,
I was just like, oh, Belmont, I'm ready for this.
yeah, I was
Thanks,
like,
Lloyd.
damn, it's like my win streak, it's over. Or no, it wasn't the third one. It was the fourth one. The third one is what got me kind of infamous in the scene, I guess. because that's like one in Fresno with it was a blue shell battle.
Yeah, one of
I know
those.
Snaggletooth, Spearmint were there, and Carnage, which Carnage is who's like scouted me out.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta come into more tournaments. But I won that one. I remember people were just freaking out because they didn't know the
Like, who's
Belmont
this guy?
matchup. Yeah, and they didn't know me. I didn't know anybody. I was just like, I'm here to play the game because Jimmy dragged me. I don't know what's going on. I thought I didn't know like how good I was either because I was like, oh, maybe those first two I just matchup checked everybody. But then I won that one. I was like, damn, on three tournament win streak. Even though the first one's like 4 people, but I'll take it. And then
Yeah, we take
yeah, it was the fourth one. You killed me. You took me out. I still got kind of far, but I'll never forget Peter the Great.
that.
uh,
That was back when I was playing Palu. Let's go.
oh my god. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I got into the Smash scene specifically. I've always been in it. I guess I forgot to talk about Project M because that's technically the first tournament, well, first competitive tournament I've entered. But
I have like a weird relationship with yeah, because like that was what people were really playing at college, and I was always just like, why? Why aren't we just playing Brawl? Why do we have to mod it? I was like, I like the game as it is. Why do we have to change it? This is weird. Everyone feels weird in this game. I don't like it.
damn, I forgot like why I didn't I loved Brawl, and then I remember Project M came out. I think it's because they brought back Roy. That was just like, this is my
Like,
game.
oh, I can
Yeah,
play my guy. I'm good.
yeah. They got Roy. They had Mewtwo. They had who else? Who they took out? I forgot who, but they had.
They made all the Pokemon.
Oh yeah. So they had all the. For me, it was just like they got more characters. I'm in.
It's like, oh, it's more. It's more of the game. It's better. It's more
Yeah.
game.
So I was just playing that. But yeah, and then for me, as for fighting games, I've always been into it. My dad's into like Street Fighter and stuff. So when Street Fighter 4 came out, way back then, he bought it, and I would play it. And me being a kid, I was like, I don't have time for anything. I'm just gonna play the game.
Yeah.
So I'd play Street Fighter 4 like every day after school. I think I got pretty good at it because I remember I got hate mail online on Xbox 360.
Yeah, the angry messages on Xbox
Yeah,
Live.
dude, I beat this guy with El Fuerte.
Yo,
He was raging. He was like, "Bro, you got no
El
life."
Fuerte was like made to anger people. I love that
I
character.
know, dude. I wasn't even doing any like links or nothing. I was literally just doing like straight hit into like command grab and then run away, straight hit.
Exactly.
But like even with my main characters, I couldn't do any crazy combos. But that guy was like, "Damn, you got no life. Can't you do anything but play Street Fighter?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm a kid."
Yeah, yes.
Like
Just you don't have a life? Yeah, I'm like 10.
yeah, I'm still like in middle school, bro. Oh, I thought that was funny. Oh my god, I don't know why I remembered. I just I had in Marvel 3. I guess since I was still a child, I was like, someone sent me the message saying GGS. I know
You're like, what does this mean?
I knew GG meant for like good game, but I didn't know. I was like GGS. Does that mean like good game scrub? I don't know
You
why
call
I
me
thought.
out?
Yeah, I don't know why I thought about that. But then I just sent a question mark back, and to this day, I'm like, no, why would I say that? I'm like, what do you mean that's a good game? It's like, no, it was a good game. But yeah, I was just recalling the good old Xbox 360 days. Playing Street Fighter and Marvel. I guess nothing's changed for me. I still play those.
Yeah.
Damn.
I need to back in 6 after the patch. Gief has gotten so much better.
Oh yeah, they buffed them.
I'm very happy because genuinely I think it was like a really good idea. Because like the thing I wanted out of Gief was to be like really imposing because he is in a lot of games. not even just grabs, like he has really good buttons, but you could just block everything. But now he has like the Marissa effect of like, oh, if you block everything, you're gonna have like no drive.
Yeah.
It's like finally he can kind of bully people again, like he should. It makes me happy.
I know people don't want grapplers to thrive, but
Just
they should.
jump.
Yeah, just jump.
Just
Simply,
jump.
just don't get grabbed.
Yeah,
Don't get
it's that
scooped.
easy. Frame one thing to avoid it. Just press up. You can do it.
There. That's what
I'm gonna be
grapplers.
super predictable with when I grab. You can press up,
That's what grapplers want you to think. Don't listen to Peter.
and then I lariat every single one of
Yeah.
your jumps.
He's
So
spreading
do it.
propaganda. Oh no.
Hey, I'm just saying, I take the risk with the lariat because it might not work. The grab will always work.
You might be right. When I play grapplers, I just jump. I'm just holding up, holding north.
Yep.
I hope they don't grab me. In
The up
Smash,
back
dude.
forever.
In Smash, I always get grabbed because I can't just do that.
Yep. I can't up back in this game. The game sucks.
I know. Well, I ran out of questions. Unless you have one for me.
Nah.
Let's put you on the spot.
No, not particularly, because anything else I would have asked would have just been about your history with this stuff too, and you had answers.
Nice. I know. I can.
I could take this moment to shill Puyo Tetris,
Go ahead.
because that's what I've been playing recently. And in terms of like attending events, like I've gone to more Puyo Tetris events than anything else recently.
I know. I would enter if I was not bad at Puyo, but I don't have. I've never played Puyo.
So here's the thing. That's half of the people in bracket.
Well, they haven't played Puyo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we're playing the swap mode where it does both of them, a lot of people will see it and go, oh, well, I like Tetris and I can try to figure out Puyo. And that's just how it starts. Puyo is not that hard to get into. Like, it looks scary if you look stuff up because, like, high level Puyo is insane. But it's really simple and it's really satisfying. The biggest thing is, like, especially, like, I've seen these games really grab a lot of fighting game players, is because of that. It's a game where it's really easy to look something up or practice something and then do it in bracket. So it's a game where you can get like that dopamine of I labbed this and now I'm better, and like my effort paid off like very quick.
That makes sense. Yeah, I just always. I wouldn't say intimidated by it, but I never had the game, and then I just like.
Well, that's fair. It's a whole new puzzle game. Like,
Yeah,
that is intimidating. It's like I don't even know how this game works.
I know. It's like, damn, you want me to enter a tournament? I don't know how to play.
I recommend it just because of like again, it's really easy to learn, and then the vibe for the tournament recognize. Puyo is a long-running like side game for most of Sencal FG. It was constantly at the shenanigans brackets back at Knockout. We're now doing the shenanigans things at Meeples like once a month for it. Like it is consistently one of the most popular side games to the point to where a bunch of the fighting game people and one of the TOs has joked and said, "Nah, this is Sencal's main game."
Yeah, I know. I see it a lot, and I always see you winning those things. I'm like, damn, is Peter goated at the puzzle games?
Yeah, I've put a lot of time into them. I have to keep defending Sencal
Yeah, invaders
because
coming.
like we have a really good Tetris scene in Sencal, like a lot of classic Tetris players. So they'll come and they're like, "Yeah, and we'll figure out Puyo." So their Tetris is cracked for obvious reasons, and then because they have a history in puzzle games and Tetris, they pick up Puyo pretty quickly. So it's like, dang, I have to like sweat.
Yeah,
I gotta fight for it.
Yeah.
There's a VOD from the grands of one of the events where there's like a Tetris like top like something player there who's like really good. And that VOD, I'm like sweating for my life.
I'd imagine these guys coming in for your throne.
It's crazy.
Like we need
I
it.
like barely won it like 5-3. Like it was like the tightest game ever. It was nuts.
Damn, they're like we need to usurp Peter the Great.
Yeah, the game is just fun. Like I know I'm the first person to shill it because, like you said, I'm winning events for it. So like, yeah, of course he's shilling. He just steal our money.
Yeah.
But like, no, genuinely, the game is like super fun. Every single person I know like watch literally every event we have. It's such an easy game to spectate that people like will stop their when they're done with their sets and waiting to report. They'll watch it and be like, "Yo, this game's crazy." Every single tournament, someone has said like, "Wait, this game's on like everything, right? I'm picking this up." And like we
Yeah.
get like a new entrant or two like every time. Like it cycles. It is so addictive to like just pick up and play because it's puzzle games. It's fun, and then it's really fun to play and get better. I cannot show Puyo Tetris.
Yeah, guys, everyone go play Puyo Tetris.
It's on literally everything. It's on Switch, it's on PC, it's on all the consoles. If you want to play Puyo on something else, there's only Puyo on a bunch of stuff, and then Tetris is on anything that has a computer.
Yeah.
You can play Tetris on your watch.
I played on my phone, bro. Yeah, you can play
It's on
Tetris there
everything.
literally everywhere.
And then Puyo is on like everything. They just released like an Apple Arcade Puyo.
Oh.
There's like specific Puyo games on everything. If you have any like old game collection, it might be on there. Because like if you have Nintendo Switch Online, you have like 3 different Puyo games.
Yeah.
You have Puyo 2 on the Super Nintendo. You have Kirby's Avalanche, which is just Puyo. You have Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine on Genesis, which is just
It's like Mean Bean Machine?
yeah.
Oh. I've played that. What the
So yeah, because Puyo is just a Sega game, but they didn't think that the IP would work because it was like fantasy and magic and these unique characters. So when they localized it at first here in the US, they were like, Puyo won't sell on its own. They won't know what a Puyo is. Put another IP on it.
Yeah.
So when they released Puyo on the Super Nintendo for the worldwide for NA, it was a Kirby game called Kirby's Avalanche.
Ah.
And then on the Genesis, they're like, we can't sell, no one will buy this. So they put a bunch of like Sonic cartoon bad guys on it and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
You know, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're just Puyo. The Kirby one is really funny because it still has because the story mode for Puyo is you just do Puyo battles with a bunch of characters. So for that game, it's Kirby doing avalanche battles or whatever with these other characters. So Kirby talks.
Oh, what the heck?
It has little dialogues before the rounds where Kirby like has conversations with them because it's like I'm gonna get you, no, I'm gonna get you, and Kirby's mean. He's like really sassy.
Dang.
Your fight with Wispy Woods, there's just like a root on the ground, and Wispy's like, "Please don't step on my roots." Kirby just puts his foot up and stomps on it. He's like, "What?"
Oh my gosh.
He's like, "Geez, Kirby,
He's a savage.
Kirby, you don't gotta do that to him."
See, who knew? Who knew Kirby was out for blood?
He was so mean this whole time.
I know.
Don't play puzzle games with Kirby. He plays for keeps.
I know. That's scary. Little pink marshmallow. He's a menace. Damn, I'm wondering do I need to show anything? I'll show my stream. Check it out, guys. Twitch.tv/Zeppeli. I stream once a week, maybe.
He's been doing tier lists. He's been doing randomizers.
Dude, my streams are so, like, random, I feel like.
I haven't streamed in months. I should do that again at some point.
I remember you reunited M and C Kai for your Bug Snacks stream.
Yeah, that was fun.
We all just were in there for some reason.
Well, it was for Bug Snacks. It was for the most important game.
I know. I'm trying to be a little more consistent on my stream, but I get busy.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Such as.
Well, we can have some closing thoughts, I suppose.
All right. I hope picking my brain has told anybody who might listen to this ways to improve with stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was very insightful hearing about your commentary and about how to get better or just improve. I mean, I think you're since you are commentating, you can be very insightful and you know a lot about the game. So
I try to pay attention to stuff just because I feel like it helps myself and then like both for my own gameplay and
yeah, and for commentating.
if there's like a big closing thing I can say around all of this, I think the just most important, have fun improving. If because improvement often becomes like when people say, "Oh, just lab," or "Oh, just do this," like it feels like homework. And homework isn't fun. No one likes homework.
Yeah,
And I will admit that sometimes you have to do your homework to get improvement. Sometimes you do gotta like dig and research stuff. You gotta figure out how to practice it properly. There's a lot of work that can be done, but the key above everything else is to have fun with it. Because if you treat it like homework, let's be real. How hard do you remember everything from every homework you've ever?
that is true.
If you make it a chore, you're not gonna like it and you're not gonna retain it. But if you can have the fun in it, like you gotta enjoy what you're doing. If you can be like, I want to lab this and find the fun, and this is a new thing for me to learn. This is me getting really good at this thing. And it's like an emotional thing. You're not always going to be in the mood for it. But if you can make sure you're having fun with the improvement you're doing, it will last that much longer. Like it will make that improvement. I the Some fighting games, like literally to this day, I have like a couple hundred hours in, and there were things I tried to lab, and I was like, I'm grinding this. This is boring. The things that still stick with me are the things that this looks fun. I want to learn how to do this. So I practiced it because it looked like a fun thing to do, and I still have.
Yeah,
Like to this day in Marvel, I like back when I played it in college, I played like 20 characters. I played that game a bunch. If you ask me to set it up and play right now, I will land the Nemesis bread and butter
yeah,
because that is the one that I was like, that looks fun. I want to land that, and that is the one that sticks with me to this day. Same with Skullgirls. It's like, you want me to play Skullgirls? Yeah, I played like 7 characters in this game. I will do one Valentine combo, one Squiggly combo, and like a bunch of Beowulf because I was like, Beowulf was so much fun, and I want to learn these things because it looks fun.
yeah, man. If you enjoy the game, it just not only would you just enjoy it more, seeing the improvements, and it's like, yeah, I'm improving and I'm enjoying the
It's fun
game.
to get better and learn something. It is
Yeah,
fun and satisfying to notice like an improvement in something.
yeah. I feel like a lot of people just are very negative, which, I mean, it's like, I'm playing this game and then I'm losing, and I don't know why. It's like, but then I play the game a lot, and it's like sometimes you just gotta know like how to train, how to get better, because just ramming your head in the wall until you get better, it's probably not gonna work. You gotta
Yeah,
know, and
it's
it's
like self-defeating too because it's not fun to lab in that way, and then you aren't getting as good of a results from it. So you're like, well, what am I even doing the work for?
yeah. I
It
like
just makes you
the
feel worse, and then it's still not. It just self-defeats.
yeah, I like the way Sejam put it, where he said like training or labbing is like brushing your teeth. You should do it like once before you play and once after you're done playing. Cause like I don't know, say you go online, it's like, damn, I just kept I couldn't hit this anti-air, or this guy kept jumping from ledge and I couldn't punish him. And it's like, well, once you're done playing, just go to the lab real quick, see like, how could I punish that? And then once you just lab for like 5 minutes, like, oh, I can do this. Then it's like,
I like that metaphor a lot too, because brushing your teeth is like quick and painless. Like no one genuinely sits there like excited to brush their teeth, but it takes like a minute, and you just like, okay, got it done, and it was work. I
yeah,
like that metaphor for that, because yeah, like yeah, the boring lab time you might not want to do, just do a little bit. Like you don't gotta worry about being bored. So okay, how do I do this? Okay, got it. You won't get as like super upset about it. It's a good metaphor.
yeah. And it's not like you gotta sit in training mode for 300 hours.
You don't gotta do a full dental cleaning on your
I know,
before and after.
I
Like,
know.
nah, just do it quick.
Like it just for specifically like, oh, I don't know what to do on this situation, so I just lab it out. Especially like
Just really
games like
quickly check.
yeah,
Like, can I do this? Okay, got it.
like games like Street Fighter. Like for example, I'm about to bring an example. Street Fighter 6. I was playing Jamie. This Ed player did this level 2 in front of me. I was about to get chipped out, I panicked. I just jumped over, got anti-aired. I was like, damn, I lost. But I was like, I wonder if I could do anything about that. So I put the same situation, made him do level 2, and I was like, oh, I could have breakdanced here, and I would have cleared his level 2 without getting
Yeah, it
hit.
goes under it, right?
Yeah, since I was in that little sweet spot where you can do it, and then I was just like, can I do it from far away? And it's like, oh no, well pre-patch no, they fixed them, but pre-patch no, I could not. Or what about if I was super close? I don't think I was able to either. But I was in that little sweet spot, so I had a question. I was like, was I in checkmate at this situation since I was in burnout and he did level 2? And I was just like, no, I wasn't. I could have done this. So next time, if I'm in that situation, since I just took like 3 minutes to lab, and I was like, well, if it happens again, I can just do this and not die. And there you go.
The funny thing about playing Gief is that I don't really have a lot to lab for me, but I usually lab how to beat me for other people.
Oh,
I like people will be like, Tim, how do I beat this on Gief? And I'm just like, oh yeah, you do this. I practiced losing.
damn, I practiced losing.
Like just because Gief's simple. Like there's not a whole lot in situations where it's like, well, what else can I do here? And my tools are really good at what they do. Like Lariat's really good at because it stores projectiles, is really big anti-air box. It doesn't cross up. So it's like, okay, you just got to time it and space it. But it'll do its job. It'll not get. You won't have a situation where like, oh, I got hit by a projectile when I lariated. Like the move worked. Same thing with like even the kick counter. Because I'll use the kick counter. Some people are like, dang Tim, I didn't know you like landed that. It's like, yeah, I recognize a bunch of like kick moves people want to use and where they want to use them, and I've got to read on people. So I have tools.
Yeah.
Like it. The biggest thing I've learned is like some people, if they get really like, if they don't do like a setup into drive impact, or like when you're burned out and they try to get the stun, if they try to like do it raw, a bunch of drive impacts or kicks, Tundra Storm beats it.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
So some people be like, I've got him in the corner. He's not gonna like. Okay, here it comes. Like if they didn't hit into it to then like make it weird, catch my jump, or they think they'll do it, like don't have an option. Like okay, counter, just
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
No, that move is like the worst to get hit by. Like you might as well automatically lose if you
they're
get
just
kick
like
counter.
he got that big of a read on me.
Yeah, it's like he's read my soul. I've tried using that move, but it's so slow. And then I'm just standing there for 3 years.
And there's like, oh, free punishment.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let me just walk up, hit my most damaging move on you.
What's my best opener?
Yeah. They like pull out their phone and check the notes real quick. I'm still there. Like, no. Yeah. But hey, man, it was nice talking to you. Nice getting those. I don't know what I was about to say.
Nice getting those.
Nice getting those words out.
Yeah. Like I said, I like to. I'll just talk about whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Always happy. Thanks for having me.
Of course, man. Make sure you guys follow Peter the Great on everything. He's got a Twitter. I'll link that. He's got a Twitch. I'll link that.
I'll see if I stream again. It's been a hot minute. I got time.
Hey, you got this, bro. I'll see if I stream. I keep saying I will, and then I'm just like, I'll do it later. I have a lot of games. I have too many games to stream. I'm just like,
I have like that. The thing I heard is like a streamer problem, and I'm not even a streamer. Of you play a game and you're like, this game's fun, but it might be fun to stream it, so I don't know if I want to play it.
oh my god, I keep
And then
doing
you
that
don't
too.
stream it, so you just don't play it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No,
I have a couple games that are like that, where it's like, this might be a fun game to get back into streaming again, and then I just don't stream it.
yeah. You want to know the games I've done that for? Let's see. Give everyone insight. So, Ultra Kill, I wanted to play it. I streamed the chapter 1. I want to play like chapter 2, but I'm like, I need to stream it. So I haven't played it. It's been almost like half a year. And then, what was it? Super Monkey Ball, wanted to stream that. Haven't done it. Haven't played it. Slippy, Melee, wanted to stream it. Have not played it. Dead Space. I've been wanting to play it for like years. I tried streaming it once and my PC
Yeah, just
crashed.
like you played it like once, right?
Yeah, my PC crashed because I was like, I don't know what happened. I was like fiddling behind my computer to try to plug in my controller.
Jeez.
And then when I looked up, my computer was dead. That just killed my motivation. I was like, I'll just stream it later.
You
And then I
you just
never
later
did.
never.
Hollow Knight, I bought, never played because I want to stream. Like, it's all like these games I just like, I just want to play them, but then it's like, it'd be fun to stream. And then I just end up not playing it. But I
Yeah, like
will.
old days.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was nice having you.
Yeah.
We hit an hour. Hooray.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but I'll see if I will interview anyone else depending on how this does.
Cool, cool.
Still, it's fun having the boy Peter the Great.
Happy to be here.
Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. More like, I had some visuals on screen. Nothing
What's up?
crazy. You'll see what they are.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Alright, see you guys. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one, everybody.